What's up guys? Today we're going to talk about the 50 1.8 STM Canon lens on the 60 Mark II. How does it look? This is not it, but let's roll that intro. So, the Nifty 50, the Plastic Fantastic, it goes by several names. It's a affordable prime lens. What a prime lens means is you can't zoom in and out, for those who don't know. It is 50 millimeters, period, unless it's on a crop sensor. And then it's more like 80 or 85, whatever 50 times 1.6 is. I don't feel like doing math. I think it's 80 on the dot, but has autofocus and manual focus. It does not have image stabilization. It is a prime lens, so it is 1.8 aperture, which means really crazy shallow depth of field. Right now I'm using my 24 to 105 set at 50 millimeters, and this is kind of the background blur you get, the amount of background blur. You can pretty much read almost all the books, right? So now we're gonna switch over to this little Plastic Fantastic and see how it looks. Same settings, other than the aperture will be a lot lower, because when this thing's zoomed in at 50, 5.0 is the lowest aperture I can get, where on here I can go all the way down to 1.8. So let's switch over now. Let's go. So when I am sitting in here in the office, this is 9 times out of 10 the lens I will use. This is the 50 thrown up onto the camera. You can tell the background's a lot more blurry, but this is at 2.8. This isn't even as low as it'll go. But 2.8 gets enough of my face in focus to make me happy. The background is more blurred than it was before, but still not like crazy blurred. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch it to 1.8 and let's see how it looks. Let's go. Okay, so now this is 1.8. This is as fast as this lens will go. And what I mean by fast is the lower the aperture, the faster the lens is called. So this is as fast as the lens will go. How's it look? Background's nice and blurry. You can't see the titles of any of the books. They're all preaching books because this is our pastor's office. I just like it the way it looks in here, so this is where I chose to use. But this is the 50. This is what the video looks like on the 50. If I pick it up and try to move around with it, it's going to be incredibly shaky because there's no image stabilization. And it's also not going to be able to be handheld because 50 is just a little bit too far zoomed in. But I will show you what the 50 would look like on a full frame camera trying to handhold it out with no stabilization on, because this camera does have digital stabilization, but I'm gonna turn it off. So let's check it out now. So using my Joby Gorilla Pod, holding it out as far as I can still get my whole head in frame, but you see how shaky it is because the stabilization is not built into the lens like it is in a lot of kit lenses and zoom lenses and other things. This is a prime, so it doesn't quite have that. But let's turn on the digital image stabilization on the camera. It's gonna crop in a little bit, but let's check and see what it looks like. So this is standard, and you see how it's too cropped in to really try to use as a vlogging lens. But I mean, no one really wants a 50 for a vlogging lens anyway. But I'm just trying to show you what this lens is capable of on this camera. So let's go to the enhanced digital stabilization, which will zoom in even further. I apologize, you have to look at this, but let's try it. This is enhanced. This would not make for a good vlogging lens, but if for some kind of like artsy, like moody kind of thing, maybe like just my eyes, but it'd be weird to try to do that to yourself anyway. But let's switch back, put it back on the desk. Let's get it back to normal. So the sharpness of this lens is pretty dang good. The DxO Mark blows the 24 to 105 out of the water by like a good 5 or 6 stops of sharpness, which is important for certain things. I mean, do you always want everything to be perfectly sharp? Not necessarily for video work, but for photography, again, not all the time, but a lot of times you do want that incredible sharpness. I find myself a lot when I shoot photographs of women, they prefer it not to be quite as sharp. They want the clarity down a little bit. And so I will actually make adjustments depending on if I'm taking photographs or videos of males versus females, because preferences differ among the genders. But we're not gonna even try to begin to go into a whole gender debate. That's for a different channel and a different video. But as far as this lens goes for video, I love it. It's what I use when I'm in here. Now, if I'm going out and I'm vlogging and I'm doing other stuff, or if I want to do some of the slow-mo where I'm like doing the zoom in to give it that kind of weird parallax type effect, then yeah, I'll use the 24-105 because I need the zoom range. But if I'm just doing talking head stuff where I'm talking about stuff like this, then I will use this 50. And what I will do now is I will throw in some random shots, photographs of some various things laying around the office or the sanctuary, whatever, just so you can see what the photo quality looks like. And then after that, we'll do some slow-mo with this lens. Yes, you can do it. And we'll see how it looks. And we'll actually have the image stabilization on just so it's a little steadier, but then we'll do those nice slow-mo moves. Even though the slow-mo that you saw at the beginning of this video was done with the other lens, I want you to see what it's capable of on this lens, because that depth of field will give you a whole new range of options you can use for slow-mo. So, cue photos now. Cue random slow-mo footage with this 50 lens now. Okay, so you saw that's how it can look. It does a fantastic job. This now is with the 50. You can see how it color grades. I am back to using the CineStyle preset just because it's just a little bit flatter and it takes color a little bit better than the neutral did. Obviously, I could probably just go to standard and try not to color grade, but I don't really want to do that because I like having a little more control over the look of my footage. But for the price of this lens, like 120 bucks, as a prime lens, it's got a super fast aperture, looks great, nice shallow depth of field. You can use this for portraits, you can use it for talking head videos. It's a very versatile prime lens. And on the 6D Mark II, it looks really good. It works really well. The focus is nice and fast. Occasionally, if you move in too fast, it'll kind of lose it. But I mean, really, it does a fantastic job. Even on the 6D Mark II, the focusing is, you can still kind of hear it, but it's a lot quieter than it was on any other camera I've had. It's not near as quiet as that 24-105. That lens is just dead silent. Even doing photographs, like, you do not hear the focus at all. Like, I've had my ear up to the lens trying to listen, nothing. It's fantastic as far as for vlogging, so you can have the mic on top and you won't have to worry about hearing it. But the 50 for situations like this where you're talking and you're not moving in and out and doing crazy stuff, works so good, so good. So if you're looking for your first prime lens, if you're curious about the 50 but you haven't jumped on it yet because you're debating the Canon 40, which is thinner, versus the Canon 50, which is a little thicker, I chose the 50, obviously. I've not messed with the 40, so I can't really speak to it, but I know for me the 50 1.8, it just has that look. It's the standard. It's what everyone uses. There's a reason they call it the nifty 50. So if you're curious about if you should buy it, I hope this video helped you. I hope you're having an awesome day. If you want to, subscribe to my channel, like a video, leave a comment down below. I love when people leave comments. If you want to check out my other channel, it's on the end card. There will be a little circle that has a different picture. It'll actually be a picture of me instead of one that says That Creative Life. Click on it. I vlog about my life working with the boys. I work with a group of autistic boys, and you get to hear them play music, and they absolutely kill it. You get to see the way we do awesome stuff together, like make stuff explode. Coke and Mentos. Check it out. Or the Bean Boozled Challenge. That's pretty funny too. So, if you want to check it out, do it. This camera will be used on that channel more. Just don't go back too far because some of the old videos are kind of rough because I was just learning. Give me a break. But, hope you guys had an awesome day. And don't forget to live that creative life. I will see you next time. Bye!